One of the deepest fears that we carry as women is not being fully met, accepted, seen, or valued by the masculine for who we truly are. And today, I want to explore that fear that keeps many of us from showing up authentically and pushes us to seek men's validation, settle for less than we know we deserve, or give up on the hope of being truly met and loved for who we are. If you felt judged, misunderstood, betrayed, or rejected by men in your past, you might not feel safe to show up as your full self today. You may filter your words or your body, adjust your tone, people please, overperform, or choose to be with men that you know deep down are not truly aligned with your heart and highest path. Or you may close yourself off to any romantic relationship because you no longer believe in it. And deep down, it can feel safer to hide part of yourself or give up rather than daring to show up fully for the fairy tale that's meant for you as the queen that you are. And what we often don't realize is that the way we relate to men mirrors how we relate to our own masculine energy. For example, if you let men overstep your boundaries, you might also push past your own limits, overwork, or just ignore your emotional needs. If you tolerate men who are inconsistent, who are unavailable, you may also be inconsistent with yourself, saying that you will commit to practices but you give up on them quickly. If you accept men who live in scarcity, you may also operate from the same level in some areas of your life. If you rely on men's compliment to feel valuable, you may also hold back fully from admiring yourself. If you fear men won't stay when you're fully expressed, when you're fully yourself, you may also abandon yourself the moment big emotions or deep truth rise within you. Something that I used to do in a relationship was to ask my partner if he liked what we were doing, if he enjoyed the food, the activity, the moment. And I was like, hey, do you like this? Are you comfortable with that? Are you enjoying this? And on the surface, it looked like care, but underneath, it was really me seeking confirmation and validation that what I was doing was good. And this reflected also the way my inner masculine was handling things in life. Like I would make a choice in my career and then I will adopt it. I was seeking this validation and confirmation that what I was doing was always good. So when we haven't developed those inner masculine qualities, the capacity to hold direction, self-witnessing, structure, protection, presence, we often search for them outside, usually in men, to feel safe and validated. On the other side, when we are not rooted in our feminine power, trusting our intuition, surrendering, allowing ourselves to receive, we tend to over-control, close ourselves to the beauty of the unknown, and feel frustrated when things don't happen our way. So today, I want to speak to the part of you that craves to be seen, to be met and chosen by the masculine for your beauty, for your truth, your essence, your authenticity. And so I will be sharing with you tools to help you return to your center, to find that recognition, that comfort and love within yourself whenever this need or this fear arises. Because the moment you shift from seeking validation and releasing the fear that you will never be fully met, to feeling recognized and trust and safe within yourself, you step back into your power. You create the emotional and energetic space to either welcome your divine counterpart, someone who can truly meet you, or if you are already in a relationship, this will help you cultivate a healthier, more honest and authentic foundation with your partner. And this message is also for the strong, super independent women who claim they don't care about what men think. Because so often, this part of us that longs to be seen is just simply hiding behind the mask of independence to avoid disappointment. The first step is to catch yourself. Catch yourself when you're about to settle for less because you've lost faith in love. Catch yourself when you're about to give up. Catch yourself when the need for validation arises. Awareness is always the key to everything in life, and there is no exception when it comes to this topic. A friend called me the other day and she said, Noemi, I did it again. I saw him and I behaved this way so he could see me, so he can see what he is losing. And she was judging herself so much for doing this. And I told her, stop judging yourself, because this is the part of you that wants to be seen. She's screaming to be witnessed and acknowledged right now. So when she comes up, put her hands on your heart and connect with her. Who is she? How old is she? What does she look like? What does she want to hear? How does she want to feel seen? And I'm not talking about some bullshit things like, oh, I see you, sweetheart. I see you. No, be real here. I know that for me, it's my rebellious teenage girl that often comes up. And I know that the teenage girl inside of me wants to hear, fuck, you're sexy as hell. And this is what I tell my teenage girl. So sit down with yourself, be true in your statements, otherwise you won't believe yourself. I want to highlight the importance of language here because the words that you choose are very unique to you and they shape how your body receives the message. If you just throw empty phrases, your body won't believe it. It will feel fake. But when you speak with honesty, with words that match your needs, this is when self-validation happens. And this implies knowing your own needs and expressing them to yourself first. Because if you don't even know what you want to hear, how is a man supposed to know? And let's be honest, men are not mind readers. That's why they often say, oh, I'm not in your head, I can't guess what you're thinking right now. I know we would love for them to know exactly what we want to hear and how we want to be seen and how we want to be touched, but we gotta figure this out with ourselves first, ladies. That's how we learn to meet our own needs before expecting someone else to meet them for us. You want to be seen? See yourself first. Once you know, I promise you that there is so much freedom and joy on the other side. So to find your words, there are 2 techniques that you can do. So the first one is to take some deep breathing, put a relaxing music in the back, and put one hand on your heart and the other on your womb and ask, what do I wish to hear? And wait for some words to come up and write them down. Feel how it feels in your body. If it comes up from the heart, it feels true. Second technique, take your journal and start writing down. What I long to hear is, and then let the words come intuitively. And once you have the words, read them while looking at yourself in the mirror and be conscious of how they make you feel. In this moment, you are stepping into the part of you that doubts and giving her exactly what she's craving. So practice saying those words that truly match your needs every day in front of the mirror until it becomes a habit. I recommend doing this for 21 days. And so you can start with you are, to speak directly to the part of you that craves to be seen, and use the tone and gesture that feels the most real and authentic for you, like gentle, fierce, loving, passionate, or firm. Say it like you mean it. You are powerful. You're such a goddess. You are my queen. You are the real deal. I fucking love you. So this is a true embodiment practice because you're letting your body, your voice, and your presence carrying the truth. Once you have spoken to that part of you with you are and feel her receiving it, like the words have landed in your body, begin to affirm it within yourself. Like, I am confident, I am a queen, I am magnetic, I am love. So this discipline is not just about repeating words to yourself. It's about reclaiming your inner masculine in a healthy way. When you bring the discipline to yourself, you're no longer chasing validation outside. You are rewiring your inner masculine to show up for you instead. So if you know the words that you want to hear and you are in a relationship, this is something that you can tell your partner. This sentence is how I truly feel seen. This is how I open up. This is how I feel safe. So please say those words often to me. Now, when the fear of not being met, of not finding your person comes up, what really shifts everything is your relationship with trust and surrender, the soft feminine qualities of yin. It's about how deeply you allow yourself to receive and who you are consciously choosing to let into your field in this moment. So I do have a group of sisterhood in my WhatsApp where we exchange and empower each other as women. And one of our sisters wrote that she was about to settle for less, like having intimate relationship with someone that she knows was not a fit for her. And she said she was like so tired of having okay options in her life and like just meeting with men who are not meeting her. And I really loved one of the responses of another sister. And I'm going to read this to you because I don't know, it just landed well for me. Her name is Grace. So she said, quote unquote, energetically speaking, when we accept what is an okay option, we are declaring to the powers that be, no need to send anyone better. And a few of the okay options will keep showing up because that is the frequency that you are giving time and focus to. Know in your heart that the right one for you is looking for you. Bring him in. Call him to you. Close your eyes. Feel his kiss. Dance to him. Use your heart to connect to his. Beckon him to you. Get sexy with yourself, thinking about his energy, his vibe. He is not a ghost or an idea. He exists. He is within you, within your orbit, within your reach. You are a witch, darling. Use your magic. Oh my God, that message was gold. And it doesn't mean that you can't open up and be intimate with someone you may not spend the rest of your life with. But it's about bringing in this sense of awareness, right? Am I feeling truly seen here? Am I connecting emotionally, spiritually, and physically with this person? Or at the very least, am I experiencing a heart-centered connection that nourishes me with this person? Just needed to take a breath here. So also, attracting what you want is not only about desire, vision boards, or action step. It's about capacity. You can call in the biggest love, the most abundant opportunities, or the deepest intimacy. But if your body, nervous system, and heart don't feel safe to hold it, it may slip away or feel overwhelming. Think of yourself as a vessel. If the vessel is cracked, unstable, or too small, pouring more into it only causes overflow or leaks. So creating a safe inner container, meaning tending to your nervous system, healing old wounds, and expanding your ability to receive without fear. Like if true love came tomorrow, meeting you in every way, seeing you, cherishing you, and expanding you, could you relax into it, or would you push it away because it feels overwhelming? Would you question if you deserve it, or would you let yourself soften and allow to feel you? Will you be even able to recognize it and know that this is true love? You might be surprised by what you could find out. So the real work is not just calling it in, but becoming the version of yourself who can hold it with ease. That's where body practices like breathwork, embodiment, emotional release, somatic practices, and intentional actions rooted in self-trust come in. Think, the more your body feels at home, the more life can enter. If you're feeling called to expand your capacity to receive, I have created a very powerful free guide for you. You'll find it in the description below. Inside, I share 3 embodiment practices customized according to your needs and what you want to call in your life right now. Those practices truly shifted my capacity to open, receive, and trust in life. When you realize that your power is in your body, a lot of things start to shift in the way that you perceive and receive abundance. Those practices also support the way that you receive in general. Think about how are you receiving compliments today, or help or support. Are you even allowing yourself to request support? Because requesting is also receiving. Those are the questions that will guide you to open up more and more to receive. Then I would like to offer you a different perspective on being seen. We often think that a man makes us feel beautiful, magnetic, confident. But here's the truth. No man can make you feel a certain way. What actually happens is that in the presence of a man, you allow yourself to be and feel a certain way. You give yourself permission to open and shine. His presence might awaken something, but it's not coming from him, it's coming from you. You are the one that feels, not him. And this is where your power is. You don't have to wait for a man to look at you a certain way or for him to meet you in the way you long for before you give yourself permission to feel the beauty, the love and wholeness that already live inside you. You can choose to live from that place every day for you. Believing that someone can make you feel a certain way can feel safe because it means that you don't have to fully own your power, your beauty, your confidence, or your sensuality. But it also keeps you dependent, always looking for someone else to switch you on instead of learning how to turn yourself on emotionally. So yes, every man is going to carry a specific energy, and with some men, you are going to allow yourself to feel beautiful, stable, alive, authentic, sexy, or confident. But please remember that those feelings are yours and only you can choose and decide to feel this way. The more you give yourself permission to open and receive yourself fully as you are, the more life meets you in that same frequency. And to truly embody that, it's important to look at the role the masculine has played in your life, because our earliest experience of being met or not being acknowledged begins with our father. So how was your relationship with your father? Did you always feel seen by him? How was it growing up? Did you feel valued, supported by him? Or did you feel invisible, criticized, or you feel like you had to earn his attention? My father was physically present, but later in my spiritual journey, I realized that it was not very present emotionally for me, meaning like I didn't truly feel seen or acknowledged. And so if a phrase, if a sentence could have summed up his behavior towards me, this would have been, I don't have time right now, I'm busy, speak with your mom. And as a result, I spent a lot of time and energy trying to earn his attention and validation. And most of this was not very conscious. So if you could sum up the behavior of your father in one sentence or a few words, what would that be? Maybe it's absent, maybe it's always working, maybe it's critical, maybe it's protective, or maybe it's best friend but not really a father figure. So journaling a bit on this is very liberating because a lot of truth can come up from this. And not so long ago, I felt like the pull to speak with my father about my career. And I told him like I had this deep desire to help women with intimacy, to guide them in healing and cultivating their sexual energy so they could show up confidently in their romantic life and their career. And I knew I wanted to start speaking openly about orgasm and sexuality online, but I could not bring myself to do it without his approval. Like I was feeling blocked and weird to speak about that without speaking about this with him first. It was if like a part of me needed his permission before I could claim my own voice. And I realized like, wow, I'm still looking for his validation before doing something. So having that conversation with them unlocked and shifted so many things for me. And this is when I definitely detached from the need for male validation and started to make decisions and move into actions from a more grounded, rooted, and authentic place. I know not everyone wants or can talk to their father, so I recommend doing the throat chakra healing practice that I speak about in this video with your father and male figures in your life in general. This is very healing and liberating to realize the patterns holding you back and where you are giving your power away, and being able to speak about it out loud. Finally, I want to speak about the integration of the inner healthy masculine. So masculine yang energy is about structure, direction, making decisions, committing, and presence. It's about supporting your feminine flow so she feels safe, seen, safe to open, to create, and to express. When you have a strong, grounded, and healthy masculine energy, you feel safe in your body and you move through life with confidence, knowing that you've got yourself. And so I've journaled a lot about that, and I even wrote a description of my inner masculine. His name is David. So you can ask yourself, how does he show up for you? What energy does he bring? Is it steady, warm, protective, decisive? What does he do for you? How does he hold your life, your dreams, your boundaries, your body? When a challenge comes up or a stressful situation, how do you hold yourself? What do you do? This is your inner masculine here. What does he say to you? What words do you want to hear? How do you feel in his presence? Safe, seen, relaxed, free to express? What does he never do to you? Maybe he never crosses your boundaries. Maybe he never pressures you. Maybe he never criticizes your emotions or abandons you. What do you create together? What happens when your feminine and your masculine energy dance in harmony? What space do you dedicate for him in your life? For a long time in my life, I acted from a distorted masculine, forcing myself to do things, proving and hustling, until I finally stopped everything and reclaimed my feminine energy. And then I became scared to step into the masculine again. Inside of me, there was this fight, my feminine no longer trusted the masculine. That was very interesting. And so I had to create new foundations and reestablish a dialogue between both. And so I will do another video soon on how to reclaim your inner masculine in a healthy way. One of the things that I have realized along the way is that it's a dance between the two, right? Your feminine wants to move and play and create and express and love and be seen and met and witnessed in her truth. And your masculine, in return, needs the space and trust from the feminine so he can hold your light, your truth, your beauty, and meet her where she is. So working on integrating your healthy masculine and feminine will help you feel safer, more relaxed in your body, and expand your capacity for love. The more you show up for yourself, the more your reality will reflect that back to you. This is the end of this video. I do hope this was helpful for you. I wish you a great day. Take care of yourself.